Hi there, welcome back to my channel. I am so excited to share this with you on my method of the hashtag series ODBJ. So right now what you're seeing is a sample budget. It is something that I created. I use Google Sheets. And guys, listen, when I first started in 2017, as I mentioned in my why or my how, I can't recall which one, I went to YouTube and looked not only YouTube and Instagram, but I was looking to see how people did their budgets. A lot of people started out using either Excel or Google Sheets. And so some of these people that are now gurus in the field were giving all their stuff for free. And of course now they're selling it. And no shade to the people that are trying to do a side hustle. Um, but this I'm giving to you for free. So if you click on the link below, I don't ask you to give me an email address, probably dumb. I probably should create a website in case anything were to happen, but nonetheless, I wanted to share the wealth. I learned all this for free and I wanted to share it with you for free. So this is what I do. I use a spreadsheet. And then, where's my Erin Condren? Hold on a second. Was not ready for this. Then what I do is I transfer it. And what I can do is do another shot and show you how I use my Erin Condren with the stickers to make it look pretty, if that's what you want to do. You don't have to. You don't have to spend the money on this. You can, some people like to see their bills on a calendar spread. And honestly, what I do for my family is I went to the 99-cent store or the dollar store and I got one of their dollar monthly planners. And this is where I put our family like activities and stuff. But you could take one of these and put down all your bills if you need to see it on a calendar, in a calendar spread. A lot of people will do that for like when you're budgeting paycheck to paycheck and certain bills have to be paid with paycheck number one or paycheck number two. That's how I used to budget. Now I budget differently because when I married my husband, I um, when I married my husband, he gets paid once a month, and so I had to recalibrate everything that I did. So when I first started out, when I was young and inexperienced, I just listed all my bills and you put in your income, you list all your bills. What I wasn't factoring in were the essentials: gas, groceries, eating out, miscellaneous stuff that I hadn't accounted for. So for me, that's really, really important. This is just something that you can do on your own. Let me see here. So you would put in your paychecks and the amount. So let's just say this has nothing in here. Again, it's for you to use. Um, the first check you get 1,000, maybe the second check you get 1,500, or maybe you get, whoa, 15,000. I wish, right? Okay, so now we're working with 2,500. Maybe you get paid weekly. Maybe you get paid twice a month. You would just highlight this and delete this row. You can decide what you want to do. Maybe I put pay dates. Maybe you want to put the dates of the dates you get paid. It's up to you. If you get paid weekly, monthly, bi-weekly, however you get paid, you would come in here. You always want to start out with a budget. So if you have something that is a variable paycheck, meaning like you work hourly and you don't know how many hours you're going to get, right? If you're in the service industry, maybe they tell you you're going to get 35, but sometimes you get 32, sometimes you get 28. You want to budget for the minimum amount, and then anything extra is anything extra, right? So maybe this first check you were thinking you'd get 1,000 and you actually got 1,500. And that's, I keep doing the same thing. That is meant to be here for you to understand what you're budgeting versus your actual. I hope that makes sense. So these are just numbers just to throw in to play with. When and if you want to get this, you're going to go to File. Let me see if I can do this. Everything is in the way here. Hold on a second. Let's see if I can move this guy. Okay. You're going to go to File and then make a copy, and then you're going to put it in your drive and decide what to do with it. So you can also create, let me see if I can move this down, tabs here on the bottom, and you can duplicate, and then you can create, maybe you want to do it monthly, maybe you want to do it weekly, however you want to do your budget. This is just how I do it, my method. Some people like putting categories by fixed expenses, cash envelopes, their variable spending, electronic sinking fund. I have electronic sinking funds. Maybe yours are cash sinking funds. By debts. And then I just have everything adding up. And these are just everything that I wanted to save for, everything that was in my budget. Now, my particular one, if you follow my Plan with Me's or my October budget video, I'll link it in the cards, you'll notice that mine looks a little bit differently, just because for me, I don't really work with fixed and variable expenses the way a lot of budgeters do. And I understand their reasoning behind it. They want the ones that never change in a category, and then the variable ones that do change in a separate category. And that's fine. My mind works alphabetically. Your mind might work, again, by paycheck, which are the ones that I pay with this paycheck. Maybe you need to spread out your bills so that it covers and you can take some money from one paycheck to the next. I don't do that, but I'm 1 month ahead. Okay, guys, this is my working budget. So for today, like, these are the things that have come out. This is what I'm working on. If you caught my week 1 check-in, this is what I used. I have mine tracked by, hang on a second. Why isn't this going away? Oh, should be my areas that I keep track on. I don't know what happened to the label. So these are all my expenses. Then these are the 4 areas that I keep, 5 now, keep track of. These are my electronic sinking funds, my cash that I pull out, and then the debt that we have. And so for me, that's what I do. And then I recreated something for our rentals. And then I also keep track of the groceries, gas, dining out, and unexpected. So for me, that's what works for me. I also keep track of our sinking funds here and what we're spending our money on with respect to sinking funds. And then I also did like a cash envelope breakdown. Even though I have it on paper, I was kind of looking at it the other day online, and I'm like, oh, let me just create a quick table. So that is what I do. This is my method. It really helped me to stay honorable to what I'm doing. The other thing that I've always done too is, let's go to September. As I set it up, I highlight everything in yellow, and oops, wrong one. So as I'm paying things down, I'll unhighlight things so that I know just quickly at a glance, oh my God, all these still have yet to be paid. And as things start clearing or as things start hitting my account, I take them out so that I know that I've paid them. And to me, that just visual representation that I can just quickly come in here and look to see what's still outstanding has been really helpful. Your mind might work different. Maybe you need to see it on a calendar spread and cross things out. I know there are a lot of people out there that put things on a calendar and cross things out. This is what's worked for me. The other thing, can I show it to you? I might be taking a risk here. I use clearcheckbook.com, and this is an online check register. Let's see if it'll go to it or not. Let's see if it'll let me log in. All right, this is a perfect example. This says I have $12,000 in my checking account, which technically I do. But what I do is at the beginning of every month, I go in and I write everything down, every single bill I'm going to have, and my anticipated pay dates. Um, and this will tell you that at the end of the month, I only have $36.36, but that's okay. So let me just show you. Um, I'm anticipating putting a $2,000 debt snowball bill, savings challenges, my Yukon payment. Here's payroll. Today is October 11th. I anticipate this being my check that's going to come in. And I just go through and put in stuff. Now, the other things that I do is I put my budget for my groceries. So I put $750 in here. And then, you know, as I start paying things, I'm going to deduct that 750. So I haven't reconciled my checkbook yet. That's the next thing on my to-do list. The first thing was to do this video, but I'll come in here and clean this up and go. And what I do literally almost every single day, with the exception of today, this will reflect exactly what's on my bank account. And I try to get down to the penny, and if I don't, I redo this. This is not automatic. I physically go in there. And the reason is I have seen some of the like YNAB, every dollar, where you link your accounts. I want to have control over when I pay things and things like that. I do have a lot on auto payment, but as far as the check register goes, that's what I do. And then as far as I also have the rentals. Here is what the bank says we have. This is what we probably actually will have at the end of the month. And that's just because I had put extra just to have a little buffer there. And this is what's coming out from here. So that is it, guys. That is my check register. I'm trying to think of anything else that I do. This is a sample budget that you can have. And you can tweak. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm happy to help you customize it, set up a Zoom and go over it. I've done that with a couple people. I don't charge anything. I just feel like we should help each other out and lift each other up in these type of things. So with that, that's hey guys, this is future me. I am, obviously my hair is a little different. I was editing this video that you've just seen, and I wanted to come in and add just a little bit more. Let me take off my glasses because you can see the glare of the computer. So a few things that I wanted to recap was, yes, I track in my Google Sheet, but also I check in with myself week over week in the 4 categories, this month 5 categories that we track, where you can really pay attention and really manage your budget with groceries, gas, dining out, maybe unexpected, maybe not, and meat. Mine is meat. For me, what that means is shopping my pantry, shopping my freezer, shopping my fridge to see what I already have before I go to the grocery store. That is really helpful because sometimes when I haven't done that, I'm buying multiple of things. And especially with produce or things that have expiration dates, you're going to wind up throwing that away. So use what you have. Make leftovers. Some people call it a scrounge, some people call it leftovers, whatever. I go through the fridge towards the end of the week and say, okay, what can I make out of some of these leftovers to like create a second meal? So that's been really helpful with the budget for my method. So I check in with myself week over week, and those are the videos that I record. Just to kind of keep track of where we're spending our money, because before I would just swipe, swipe, swipe and not really, pay attention to the numbers. That has been really helpful. The other thing I do, and I think as I sit today, I'm forgetting what it was like when I first started. So let me just kind of take a step back. When I first started, I did not use my credit card. I used it to pay my bills, and then I automatically paid the charge off, right? So like my cell phone, cable, those are the things that were already going to come out anyway. I didn't have it going into my debit card. I had it going into my credit card so that I could keep my credit score up. I'm not a Dave Ramsey purist, obviously. Now I do swipe and I do use my credit card. Ever since the pandemic, it was just easier to use your credit card and pay it off. But as you saw in my check register, I have line items for everything. I have line items for my sinking funds. I have line items for my grocery. And what I'll do is every day I check my credit card statement and I come into my clear check and I put in Jack in the Box for $31, blah, blah, blah. And then I'll deduct it from the dining out budget by $31. So everything evens out. I really like clear check. I'm just someone that likes to balance my checkbook every day. I know there's some out there that don't want to do that, and that's totally fine too. This is find the method that works best for you. And I think I said this at the beginning of my video, and if I didn't, let me recap by saying I'm crazy. And I do things in multiple ways just for my peace of mind. One of the things that I had always heard was to channel what you wanted to see. So like The Secret, putting it out there, speaking it into existence. And I always wanted to see zeros for my debt. And so I would look at the spreadsheet and try to always just focus on how could I get this down? How could I get this down? And that truly is putting every dollar to where you want it to go. So if you want to pay down debt, put every dollar to debt. If you want to work on your investment strategy, put that towards investments. Go visit my friend Shalise at Mommy Trader. She's a great resource. So anyway, those are just some of the tips that I was like, oh man, I wish I would have said when I originally recorded the video that I wanted to come back and share with you. I'm sure there's a lot I still have left unsaid. I didn't really get into sinking funds. You guys can look at my videos for my method on that. I just didn't want to take too much time. But let me know if you have any questions of anything you just saw or this piece that I just recorded. And I'll send you back to my previous self. My method, I kind of really gave broad strokes, but I just watched a lot of videos. And like I said, you can learn a lot by watching how other people maneuver. With the sinking funds, I started with real cash envelopes and moved over to electronic once the pandemic hit. And I'm just loving the electronicness of it and doing the prop money to give you visual representation. For me, I miss touching it. I don't miss using cash. So, but there are still things I do use cash. So I do pull out for my personal money, Jim's personal money, and our tithing. So I think that's it. If you have any questions, let me know. I know I do a lot of things. I use my weekly and monthly planner. This is more for just my check-ins and kind of like a draft budget. I used to use a spiral notebook just to kind of keep monthly every expense I was doing. I really kind of do it in 3 different places, and I know that might not make sense to anybody else, but it makes sense to me. So with that, I will leave you with question of the video, and the question of the video today is random questions. Do you prefer to be in flip-flops, in tennis shoes, barefoot? Like, what's your preference? What kind of footwear do you prefer to be in? I don't even know why I'm asking this, but I am currently wearing tennis shoes. I think I prefer to be in flip-flops for the most part, but I live in California. So with that, I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this series, and we'll see you in the next one. In the meantime, please consider subscribing, consider giving us a thumbs up, consider playing one of my playlists because I really am in dire need of watch hours. And with that, I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.